The staircase, a seemingly innocuous structure used to get from one floor to another. However, in film noir, they mean much more. This video essay will analyze the significance of staircases and how they are used to amplify noir elements in both overt and hidden ways. But first, we must start from the beginning. Giovanni Battista Piranesi, an 18th century Italian archaeologist and artist, was known for his Gothic drawings of staircase prisons. He constructed pieces with stairs leading nowhere, entrapping those who traveled them in a never-ending loop. Though Piranesi occupied the neoclassical era, which used strong lines, images of unity, and the depiction of light, much of his work reflected Gothic aspects of Romanticism, emphasizing the dramatic yet doom-ridden aspects of this era's artwork. Much of the Gothic genre, both in literature and film, was based on these qualities. Especially in the silent film era, where physical expression was paramount, the Gothic style lended itself easily. Staircases were defined as a mystery within the mysterious, a recurring symbol of a path to the unknown, sometimes supernatural or even deadly. And thus we begin our descent, literally, into an analysis of staircases and their Gothic origins, focusing on their use in film noir. Classic Gothic films employ the use of stairs to create a scene's desired tone. Nosferatu utilizes a staircase to dramatize the sad goodbye between Ellen and Thomas. This staircase leading outdoors exaggerates his departure, accentuating the movement of characters in order to convey a message without dialogue. Conversely, Dracula uses stairs as a portal into the supernatural, the first set of stairs entering the mansion, and the next taking John up into Dracula's lair. First, Dracula emerges slowly, seemingly from nowhere. His descent is dramatic, stoic, and ominous. It makes the viewer question, where did he come from, and where do those stairs lead? He invites John to follow him, the stairs acting as a tool of suspense. Vertically, the staircase becomes a portal, pulling a character into another reality. It emerges from darkness and only leads to more, creating a fear of the unknown. Additionally, these stairs are square in shape, giving them masculine qualities compared to the rounded, feminine stairs of Nosferatu. The gendering of stairs will be explored later on. Now we must discuss the Gothic Mansion, as stairs are an extension, yet integral part of the makeup of the home. The Gothic Mansion is elegant, even to a point of excess, favoring rounded edges, embellished curtains, decorated mantels, and patterned furniture. The Gothic Mansion is considered to be Ionic, and we will later explore this concept, along with phallic imagery of the staircase, and how this connects to the hard-boiled tradition of film noir. But first, an overview. The Gothic Mansion is sectioned off, including many rooms, corridors, and landings. In the modern Gothic romance, the protagonist, who is usually a woman, is given explicit instructions to stay out of a portion of the home. Stairs become a bridge between these locations, linking together spaces that are allowed and those that are unallowed. This creates temptation for the protagonist, who ultimately succumbs to their desires and enters the unallowed space. I consider this the horizontal function of stairs. Though the movement is not literally horizontal, it emphasizes movement that is forward rather than upwards. And now, some psychoanalysis, as film noir is no stranger to this theory. Freud has his own ideas about staircases, citing them as locations of sexual acts, as well as phallic imagery. The staircase is sexual in nature, especially when it presents itself in a self-constructed setting like a dream. This can easily translate to film analysis, as films are constructed environments where each aspect of a frame is intentional. Furthermore, the strict production code of the era forced directors and writers to get creative when it came to sex on screen. This left scenes chock full of sexual euphemisms.
Nice chassis, huh, Joe?
Classy chassis.
Yes, and it's all mine, too. I don't owe any payments on it.
I'd be glad to finance it, baby.
Who do you think you're kidding? You couldn't even pay for the headlights.
Slight additions that only some viewers would catch, as nothing more than a passionate kiss would be shown, as well as, well, whatever this scene is trying to convey.
Would you like to take over for a while?
Sure, who wants to live forever?
If there are two things noir is obsessed with, it's sex and death. So including phallic representations, those that are even located within the mise-en-scène of the film, is not as far-fetched as one would think. This interpretation is fitting for noir, as stairs connect to the performative masculinity of the protagonist. Male characters in these films are known for their tough exterior and cynical attitude, and this hypermasculinity is reflected in their relationship with stairs. Running up or down suggests a macho heroism, especially when their end goal is a woman in peril.
Thank you, darling. Thank you, Joe.
Compared to the Ionic style of the Gothic Mansion, which favors circular imagery, the square-shaped stairs become further encoded as phallic representation. This seems to be a means to take back male sexuality, which makes sense when you consider the culture of the time, as men returned from war feeling emasculated as women entered the workforce. And now for the main event, the implications of staircases in film noir. Considered to be a style or quality of film, noir is defined by its centering of the antihero, the creation of the femme fatale, a doom-ridden plot, and for this video, utilizing the symbol of the staircase to amplify the aforementioned elements. Because noir is concerned with hidden crime, the staircase often acts as the perfect vessel to create a crime bubble and physically entrap the characters through mise-en-scène. Drawing on its Gothic origins, noirs use stairs to section off locations, such as ballrooms, hotels, or apartment buildings. While the unsuspecting attendees of a party enjoy their night, Martin and Catherine spend their time attempting to prove her husband's innocence, as well as convict the true killer. The stairs become a bridge between normal life and crime life, additionally building suspense as Marco ascends, knowing he was the one who committed the murder. The symbol also becomes the perfect location for a chase scene, dramatizing a character's escape from the police. This scene in particular also reflects the visual aesthetics of noir cinematography, focusing on geometric patterns and strong lines. Johnny moves from staircase to staircase, only to realize that there is no way out, reminding us of the Piranesi prisons. Staircases additionally fuel hermetic crime when they're actively used in part of covering up the crime itself. This performative use occurs in Double Indemnity when Walter walks down to the garage to use his interaction with Charlie as an alibi for the murder of Mr. Dietrichson.
You gonna use your car after all? I'm not quite through.
Oh, well, that's all right, Charlie. Just going up to the drugstore to get something to eat.
And of course, like every noir plot, things do not go as planned.
I couldn't hear my own footsteps. It was the walk of a dead man.
Staircases also act as a means to characterize the femme fatale. Because this character has agency and power over the male protagonist, this symbol aids in creating a power dynamic, with the femme fatale standing atop the stairs, peering down below.
And I wanted to see her again, close, without that silly staircase between us.
This character often represents temptation, an evil sexuality, and this scene exemplifies this phenomena. Another hallmark of film noir is an emphasis on transitional or liminal spaces. It suggests that crime exists everywhere, in the local diner, gas station, and even across the aisle at a supermarket. Staircases seem to add a psychological layer to this concept. Perhaps the most dramatic example, and my personal favorite, is the closing scene of Sunset Boulevard. There are many scenes involving the grand staircase of the home, some with the clear intention to just revel in the Gothic drama.
Say it.
It's clear that Wilder aimed to exaggerate these elements as much as possible, leaving the final scene for the grandest expression of extravagance, complete and utter delusion. While this part of the film is quite harrowing and sad, it is also a great example of the transitional significance of staircases. The staircase bridges Norma's world with the real world, despite the fact that she remains completely unaware. Specifically, it links her bedroom to the outside, becoming a portal from delusion to reality. Joe existed simultaneously in both worlds, becoming entrapped with Norma's highly sensitive state. For Joe, the stairs became a prison, and he is ultimately killed after trying to escape.
Joe!
My final analysis of the staircase symbol includes a film that bridges noir with the horror thriller genre. The spiral staircase uses stairs as a central aspect of the film, which you probably could have guessed by the title. The first interaction the protagonist has with the killer is as she stands atop the staircase. He hides in the darkness, covered by the shadows of the intricately decorated inn. The film retains noir elements like chiaroscuro lighting, a geometrical mise-en-scène, and the storyline taking place in a transitional location. But it also strays away, as there is no femme fatale and rather centers on the good girl, though this character is still an integral aspect of traditional noir. The final sequence utilizes the staircase as the scene of the crime and climax of the film. After Helen discovers that Albert is responsible for the serial murders that have taken place at the inn, Mrs. Warren fires the fatal shot and kills her stepson in this iconic scene that I must let roll.
Murderer.
And thus concludes an analysis of stairs in film noir, an overview of their Gothic origins, and the multiple representations and purposes they serve on screen. The symbol continues on past the noir period, lending itself to iconic horror and thriller films. But but ultimately, we owe this device to the original Gothic genre.